You know that I believe email is one of the most powerful tools you have in your business. Period. It is direct, it is personal, but here's the thing most people know but don't really understand is that email is a relationship. Welcome to Girls Make Bank, the podcast show for women who want to learn the art of selling for business and for life. I'm Jack White, seasoned sales professional, entrepreneur, and owner of Honeybees Group. Come back each week to hear inspiring stories from some of our favorite business owners. Learn how to take the ache out of selling and make bank. We're all in this together, so let's get started. Welcome back. I have a question for you. Have you ever signed up for someone's email list? Maybe you've grabbed their freebie, you attended a webinar, maybe you just found them and met them and wanted to get on their list to see what they're about. And the only thing they send you is sales emails. No stories, no value, just offer after offer after offer after offer. That has happened to me. And honestly, it is the fastest way to get me to hit unsubscribe. My email inbox is such a sacred place. Today, I want to talk about something that every business owner and service provider needs to understand. It's the difference between value or nurture content and sales content in email, why both matter, and how to use them correctly if you actually want your list to trust you, stick with you, and eventually buy from you. So let's talk about it. You know that I believe email is one of the most powerful tools you have in your business. Period. It is direct, it is personal, and unlike social media, you own it. It is the only audience you own, and you are not at the mercy of an algorithm. But here's the thing most people know but don't really understand is that email is a relationship. Yes, it can be transactional, and we love sales around here. But at its best, email is a way to build trust, to connect, to show someone, hey, I see you, I understand what you're going through, and I can help. You can't just show up in someone's inbox when you want something from them. That's like texting a friend only when you need to borrow money. You'd stop responding, right? That's the same way with email. So let's break this down. There are two major types of email content. There is nurture content and sales content. Let's talk about these two types. Nurture content is all about them, their world, their challenges, their goals. It's emails that give value, maybe through tips, insights, behind the scenes stories, or even personal lessons that you've learned that can be great nurture content. This is the kind of content that builds trust. Remember, in order for somebody to buy from you, they have to know, like, and trust you. And so nurture content builds that trust. It keeps you top of mind and it lets your audience know that you get them and that you're not just here to take their money. Sales content, on the other hand, is all about conversion. It's where you pitch an offer, where you share a CTA, promote a product, or open the cart, the sales cart, if you have open cart times. The problem is, and I see this happen all of the time, too many people skip straight to sales. Somebody signs up for your email newsletter, you give them a freebie, and then bam, you start hitting them with the sales messages. No trust, no connection, just buy now. And that is a big problem. I don't want you to be that person because no one likes to be sold to all of the time. And when people feel like you're just pushing them to buy, they start to tune out and eventually they will unsubscribe. Now, I don't mind people who are unsubscribing from my list. If I'm not your cup of tea or if you don't need any help with sales, that's fine. But I don't want you to unsubscribe because I'm always trying to sell you something. Okay. Here's a better way to think about it. Instead of a straight line, instead of this linear line that we think of when we think of email communication, I want you to think of your email as what I call loops. Okay. So when someone joins your list, they enter your welcome sequence. This is your welcome sequence loop. It's your chance to introduce who you are, what you do, and how you help. So think like 3 to 7 emails max. Warm, valuable, focused on building trust. After that, they move into a nurture loop. So these are ongoing emails that deliver value, build connection, and keep your brand relevant. These emails can absolutely include CTAs. I am not saying that you can't talk about your offers, book consult calls. That is not what the nurture loop is about at all. If you want to include a link to my consult calendar, check out this email. Absolutely. But they're not pushy. Okay. The nurture loops are about building trust and connection. Now, if someone takes a certain action, like they click on an offer or they download a freebie or they attend a webinar, right? You can quickly move them into a sales loop. And that is where you go deeper into the transformation you offer, what it looks like to work with you, and why now is the time to act. So the magic, it's responsive, it's timely, it feels good because you're speaking to people based on their behavior, not just blasting them with blanket offers. So nurture loops, super important. How do you know when it's time to move someone or when they're ready for a sales loop? And this is where the technology around email is so powerful. You're able to pay attention to actions, clicks, opens, downloads, webinar signups, freebie grabs. These are all signals that your subscribers or your prospects are telling you, hey, I'm curious, I might be ready. And that is when it's appropriate to go deeper into sales messaging. That is when it's appropriate to put them into a sales loop. Not because you're guessing, but because you're responding to something they did. And this is where strategy around your email is really important and it matters. Don't just email because you feel guilty for ghosting your list. And definitely don't send sales emails to cold leads. You need to have a purpose behind every single message. And you need to think about what the action is or what the response is of the person who is receiving your email. So for me, what works is really like an 80-20 split. 80% of the time, I'm sending emails that build trust, offer insights, tell stories, and provide value. Now, every email I send includes a small CTA, something low pressure that will drive them deeper into my sales funnel, but the bulk of it is about nurture. Now, you think that might be totally wild and off the walls because I'm all about selling and teaching women how to sell in their service-based businesses. Why am I not selling all of the time in my emails? It's because people know what it is I do. I'm telling them stories about the transformations that my clients are having. I'm providing value and gently leading them to offers and solutions that could fit for their problems. Now, that's 80% of the time. The other 20% of the time, I'm in launch mode. This is when I'm more direct, when I'm more frequent, and when I am very clear about what I'm selling and why. Now, this is the balance that works for me. This might not be right for you. And that is a really important point of differentiation. You need to have your own strategy. My like word of caution is don't default to sales only emails because you've heard email is great for conversion. It is great for conversion, but it only works if your audience actually wants to hear from you. Okay? So I want you to think about email not in a linear format. I want you to think of emails as loops. There is your welcome sequence loop. There are your nurture content loops, and there are your sales content loops. And depending on what is going on in your business, do you have a new product or service to launch? Do you have a special offer that's going on? Or has somebody taken an action that has warranted a sales loop? Then most of the time, you should be thinking about how you are nurturing your audience and nurturing your list. And so here is what I want you to walk away with. If you are going to use email in your business, and just to be clear, you absolutely should, everyone should have an email newsletter list. Please do it with purpose. Don't just send email. Don't just sell. Think in loops. Think about how you can build trust, how you can pay attention, and how you can create content that your audience actually wants to open. Now, if you don't have an email strategy yet, or if your list is very cold, or maybe you're just not sure where to start, this is exactly what we can help you with at Honeybees Group. Every person who joins the Honeybees Group membership builds an email funnel. Every single one. We build 2 sales funnels, top to bottom, and email is always one of those funnels. We build an email funnel that works, that sells, and that your audience loves to read. You can learn more about Honeybees Group and how to get started at our website, honeybeesgroup.co. If you are thinking about email differently, if you are interested in starting an email, or if you are subscribed to somebody's email newsletter and you just absolutely love it, please send it to me. I want to hear about it. I love email. I think it is such a powerful vehicle, and I believe that everyone should have an email newsletter list. I want to make sure you're leveraging it in the right way. Until next time, happy emailing, and I will see you in your inbox. Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Make Bank. If you like what you've heard, please remember to subscribe, like, and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Please review and share our show to help spread the word and help your girls make bank. And I'd love to hear from you. Connect with me on LinkedIn or Instagram, or visit honeybeesgroup.co. Until next time, friends.